Hey guys, it's Will and Jalen here, and today we're going to do our Big Ten basketball predictions for the 2016-2017 season. So to start, we both easily agree on the bottom. Rutgers and Nebraska. Neither team has a great roster, pretty bad, and a lot of turmoil. We believe they will be on the bottom. We have a little disagreement then. I believe Minnesota will be 12th. Jalen thinks Penn State will be 12th. Jalen, what's your reason on Penn State?
I don't think Penn State has the talent to really do anything. I know Pat Chambers is expecting a big year from his young guys, but I just think they lost too much last year to really be any better.
All right, I think Penn State has a lot of potential. They got two really good recruits, and Tony Carr and Lamar Stevens. I think they have a decent roster returning last year. I think they could expand and not get even a little better than 10th. Maybe perhaps Northwestern and Iowa.
Oh.
So, right there. And Minnesota ninth. Why do you have Minnesota ninth?
I think Minnesota has the potential to be good. They have a really good starting point guard. That game against Michigan last year, they almost came back and won. It was a crazy comeback. And from what I saw there, I thought, yeah, they have the talent to be good if they play like that every single game. So, I don't know, it's a high guess, but I think that they're going to be pretty good this year.
Yeah, I think Minnesota and Illinois are pretty interesting teams. Now, they both have pretty talented rosters, but it's whether or not they actually perform to their expectations, which I think will be interesting to see they do. And Northwestern, I believe, they have a solid roster, by McIntosh, but they do lose Ola, so that could be a big loss. You agree on that?
Oh, yeah, Alex Ola, and they lose, who's the other guy they lost there? Trey Dumps. Yep, Trey Dumps. I think those have been their starters for the past couple of years, maybe 3 years now, and I feel like I don't know, that's just too much of a loss to really be just as good, maybe better the following year. So it's going to take a couple of years to rebuild.
They do get Vic Law back from injury. That'll be interesting to see how he does.
Very interesting.
Yeah, we both have Iowa 8th. They lose a lot of starters, base 4 starters, but they had a star in Peter Jock. Jalen, do you think Peter Jock, how good do you think he could be this year?
He could be a star, but I think Iowa's really going to need him to be a 20-plus score per game. They lost a lot in Mike Gazelle and Adam Woodbury last year, and especially Utah. I feel like he's going to have to make up. Jock is going to have to make up a lot of the scoring.
Yeah, they'll need Tyler Cook to really perform as a freshman there. Now, Jalen, in the top 7, who do you think on your list is the team that could surprise people the most?
I think Ohio State. They returned everybody in the starting lineup from last year, and they're still young. I think they're all juniors, and they just really They played great last year, and I think they're just gonna play even better this year. Especially they're talented, and they're a bunch of young guys that work hard. So I think they'll surprise the Big Ten this year.
You have Michigan 3rd. What do you like about that?
Michigan, they've had three or four of their starters have been starters since they were freshmen, and so I think that it's about time. They have all senior starting lineup, and I think that it's go big or go home. This is Michigan's 1 year. I think after this year they'll be in a rebuilding phase, so I think they're gonna go hard this year and try to surprise some teams.
Yeah, what team I'm interested in is Maryland. How they kind of underperformed last year. They had a really high ranking, but they had a decent year. And they returned Trumbull, who underperformed last year, having a great freshman year, but he played very well along with Dodd and Wiley. And they have some real good recruits coming in, such as Justin Jackson and Hoyter. They might be an interesting team.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're both solid on Purdue. You know what you get with Purdue. They're always a solid team. They got Swanigan.
Very talented.
They got that other real tall guy. And they got some other good ones, Edwards and Thompson. They're going to be right up there.
Very good team.
Yeah. Indiana, you had them a little lower. Is there any reason, or do you think it's just going to be real close up there?
I just think Indiana lost too much with losing Yogi Ferrell, and they lost Williams last year. I feel like Thomas Bryant's very good. He's very talented, but I feel like they're going to lose a lot of the scoring load. They do return James Blackman, but it's going to be a question mark to see if he'll be as good as he was his freshman year when he averaged 18 a game. I just think it'll take some time for them to really get good again. I think they set the bar so high last year that I just don't think they'll be as good this year.
Yeah, I'm really interested in Indiana. Justin Blackman is a pretty big star his freshman year, and they got Thomas, who was a star last year. They got a really good defensive player in Nobi.
Very good.
The top two, of course, everyone knew what that was. Michigan and Wisconsin. Michigan State and Wisconsin. Michigan State, they got Schilling, they got Nairn, and they also got probably one of the best recruiting classes in the nation. And Bridges, Langford, they got Winston, they got Ward, and they have a transfer from UNLV, Ben Carter.
Yeah.
It'll be really exciting to see how their new players do.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, Wisconsin, they return everybody. They were a really good team last year. They struggled at first, but they really came on. And they're going to be even a scarier team this year. How do you think they'll do this year, Jalen?
I think they'll do really good. They have a star in Ethan Happ. Obviously, everybody knows they have that. What's his name again? They have Hayes. He's a star. They have Quang, who is very clutch. If you guys seen the NCAA tournament, anytime they need a big time shot, he'll be there to knock one in. I just feel like this team is legit. I think they could actually be the national champions this year, up with Kentucky and Duke. But for the Big Ten, I think they're clearly the number one team.
Yeah, Wisconsin's the team to beat. Michigan State's not too far away. And then there's probably a chase pack between 3 through 7. I think the other teams are just going to try to fight their way in there. Well, yeah, fun year, the Big Ten.
Right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
See you next time.